So that's a great question, and one that I've had to figure out how to work around myself. So as a church, obviously we want to be promoting Christ and being fair and loving to other people. On the other hand, this is a business transaction, so I encourage you to protect yourself, but also protect those contractors. And what I'm getting at is it's really easy in churches to say, you know what, so and so that attends maybe does parking lots, and we need our parking lot milled and new asphalt and striped. So you know what? Hey, we'll just talk to him and have him do this. We just need to let him know it needs to be done by this date. Sounds easy, sounds simple, and it sometimes works out. The problem is the times that it doesn't work out, and then hard feelings are felt by both sides, and because you didn't view it as a business transaction, you might not even have a contract. So who's right and who's wrong in that situation? So to protect yourself and to protect the contractors that you're using, make sure to nicely, because you can nicely deal with contractors, use that as a business transaction. Have a contract. Make sure that you take the time to sit down and explain what are the things that you're looking to get out of this. Let them give you an actual quote so you see what you're paying for, and then when you agree, have that signed contract. Have the deadline. Make sure that there's I hate putting penalties for deadlines, but you need to have something in there. So sometimes it does have to be a penalty. And for example, every day it goes past this date, it might cost, the contractor X amount off of the total. Whatever that is with you, I encourage you to plan to be done at least a week before you really need to be done so that you have some buffer time, but you definitely want to treat it as a business transaction. I had a situation where what I was just talking about exactly is what was happened. The pastor had said, hey, this person comes here, can you please just hire them for it? Didn't want a contract, and very nice contractor. And I think that they were trying to do what was asked, but they didn't meet the deadline at all. And there was hard feelings because whenever service happened that next week, especially people that needed ADA access had a really difficult time getting into the church that week. If we would have planned it differently, and maybe if we could have sat down, contractor really understood that, hey, this is what has to be done, this is why, so if it's not going to be done, we're going to need you to incur the expense of us renting ramps, whatever it might have been, then we would have had an actual contract and a plan B in place. I definitely learned from that situation that even when I was pressed by the head pastor later, I would make sure it was a business transaction. And I always treated everyone fairly, and it honestly went much better that way going forward. And that's how I've continued to do it. It's hard a lot of times for the churches though, if you've been doing it one way and then you want to change. And the contractor's like, hey, we've always done it this way, why are we changing? Sometimes those are difficult conversations, but they're conversations worth having. Like I said, they protect you and they protect the contractor. And in the long run, that's really what you want to do. You want to have that good relationship with them. And whatever you're doing a business transaction, you both need to receive the value for that transaction. So that's one thing I would say, definitely in that situation, make sure you treat it as a real business transaction and have a contract.